morning, people. It's Zach at Feel Free to Argue. Hope you're doing okay. Haven't vlogged from my car in a while. Thought I'd give it a try again because I'm having trouble finding time to make vlogs, to be honest. And I don't know why that is, because I should have enough free time in the strictest sense to do them. But there you go. So I'm doing one in my car again. Haven't done it in a while. And I guess this morning I'm going to be a little bit more pessimistic than usual. Kind of let you inside my mind, see what's been dominating my thoughts lately. I'm going to start out with an incident. I was at a movie theater, coming out of the movie a little while ago. And I just happened that as I was walking towards the entrance, I was behind a guard, I guess, who was in the movie theater. He had, a gun and a pair of handcuffs. So I assume he was authorized to use those in some way. So anyway, I'm walking behind this guy. I'm always uncomfortable when I'm near a gun anyway. But then I see the guy reach down, and there's like this little leather strap on the holster which is going over the gun, and he reaches down and he takes that strap off. At which point I just kind of quietly drift into a movie theater. And so I'm in that movie theater. I think it was some kids movie. Hyperventilating in the back. And a bunch of things just kind of went through my mind at that point. And I've been having a hard time getting rid of them since then. The first and most important thing that went through my head, at least as far as I'm concerned, is I realized in that moment that I don't trust anybody with a gun. In fact, at that moment, I was really horrified by the entire concept of guns. And let's be clear about what I am and am not talking about here. This has nothing to do with, the right to gun ownership or anything like that. This is totally aside from that, really. This is more kind of a deep moral question. In the sense that, how quick is your morality? How certain is it? Just imagine some gunfighter from an old western. Think about him pulling his gun and firing. You can even have it be a little bit slower. Imagine somebody, pulling out a shotgun and leveling it. That's the speed of a decision, a life and death decision. What I'm saying is that we have that capability, but we don't have that morality. We have the ability to kill someone immediately, but we don't have the ability to assess the morality of a situation that quickly. Now, sure, people are going to talk about like, oh, well, if someone's pointing a gun at me or my family, I'm going to shoot them. And I guess that's not my point either. There are points at which you are certain. And you can certainly, devise a scenario under which anybody would shoot somebody else, no matter how much of a pacifist they are. But what I'm saying is, these scenarios play out all the time. These life and death scenarios, with people with the power of life and death in their hands. And I think this is just one of the many ways, the many, many, many ways that our technological capabilities have outstripped our moral understanding. I look around the world And what I think more than anything else is that people in general are more powerful. They have, especially individuals, have more power to do harm than people clearly should have. You can talk about that in any way you want. I mean, the most logical and easy way to talk about it is terrorism. But, talk about state-based violence. Talk about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Talk about the killings in the Congo. Talk about Darfur. There's an intentional aspect to all of these things. But all of them are enabled by technology. Now, does this mean I'm some kind of Luddite? No, I'm not a Luddite. I'm not ready to give up all the benefits that technological society has given us. I mean, I don't want to go back to living to be 30 years old. I don't want to have infant mortality of 50%. That's not what I'm about. What I am saying is that there is a certain heedless quality to human existence where we don't think about whether we're ready for something. If we can make it, then we do. We think it has any usefulness at all. And we don't think about what the ramifications are. And now, when we're rapidly approaching the point at which we'll be able to make machines, I'm sure, that can crawl under somebody's door and kill them, I wonder whether we're all ready for that kind of power. Considering, how we handle the tools at our disposal right now, I'm not very optimistic. And I guess that's why I have been having a little bit of trouble vlogging, and why I've had flagging essential optimism. Because everywhere I look, I see Stone Age minds with Space Age weaponry. It's a line that Pat Condell used talking about his favorite target, the Muslims, but I'm not any more confident about, the stable minds in the West. I mean, it wasn't a Muslim nation that attacked Iraq for no reason. It was us. So, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to hear from people about this. And like I said, I mean, it's not about, individual gun ownership. It's just about guns in general and people's ability to wield them in a responsible fashion. I don't have any confidence. And I mean, if I could make it so that every gun would vanish overnight, as well as the knowledge of, how to make them, I'd genuinely be really happy. I'd be even happier if we could somehow, keep guns but make it so that there's no way that you could kill a person with them. So the people who need them for, whatever hunting reasons to protect themselves from, mountain lions and, to get food to eat, they would have their ability to have a gun and, all the rest of it. But you could never use a gun to shoot a person. But I mean, that's just dreaming. The fact of the matter is that there are guns galore. In fact, I just heard a recent statistic talking about how in the last few years, Americans have bought enough guns to arm the Chinese and Israeli armies. So we got lots and lots and lots of guns. And I'm afraid that does not make me feel safer. It just makes me feel like me getting randomly killed for no reason is that much more of a possibility. It's that much more of a possibility for you too. But anyway, those are the lovely thoughts that I've been having. And this is Zach Elliott. Of course, you can always feel free to argue.